Okay. Oh, that looks odd. Hello, everyone. See how we go. Oh, that looks really odd. Where's... Okay. Okay, that's better. I'm just adding the tag to this so it makes it easier for people to find it. What are we in? Week 42. Week 42. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Janice. Hello, Karen. Yeah. We just need to be aware. Apparently, there's a Facebook outage. I haven't come across it yet. But yeah. Just trying to get into YouTube. I am here. Sorry. Oh, there we go. But apparently there's a Facebook outage today. I've got this big blue thing up the top in my streaming thing. Hello, Chloe. How are you? So, yes, it's telling me there's a Facebook outage. So, we will see how we go. Yeah. Apparently it's a worldwide thing. I don't know. So, this week is week 42, and we're using Out and About. Sorry, you're my head off. Got a piece of chipboard. I'm working from home today, but I think I might have a rest after this. I don't feel 100%. I feel tired. Been burning the candle at both ends. So we've got a piece of white cardstock, and we've got two pieces of number 1, and a piece of number 6, and a piece of number 2, and a piece of number 5, and a piece of quite heavy craft cardstock. Okay, so what was I going to do with this week? So what the point of this week with no fussy cutting is, and having 3 sheets that you would normally just automatically grab out and fussy cut it all, is that on the back of these 3 sheets, they have awesome stuff. So if you just fussy cut all of that, you lose all of that. So the point of this week is to work on creations and fussy cut as you go, and then so using both sides of the piece of paper simultaneously, but being cautious, going, okay, so say I want this pair of shoes, I cut the shoes out, and then I use this bit up here, and then do you know what I mean? Like, so that, trying to show you that there's a bit more to a piece of fussy cut paper than just fussy cutting. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm wondering why I would put something I'd make a tag with in with this. I don't think I was thinking. Maybe I was. Remembering I've had vertigo for nearly 7 weeks, so on and off, and well, not on and off. I have it every day and every night, but probably not as bad as most people's vertigo, but It's bad for me. Never had this before. But I've definitely been burning the candle at both ends in the last week. Letting the stress get to me. So maybe we could make a tag. Maybe we could make a taggy booky thing. It's got a bit of body to it. And we could use... Right, okay. I had to get up early this morning. Oh, what's this bed? This morning, Lexi has a class with a teacher. Thought I'd watch here till then. Oh, cool. Hope she has fun in class. Hello, Lisa. Maybe nice cup of tea. Oh, no, I don't drink tea. I can't stand tea. Sorry. And I don't drink coffee anymore. I gave up coffee at Easter time 2021. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Diane. And then docs say we'll need a recheck. So I actually automatically have a checkup this Thursday. So I have a checkup this Thursday. And there's been times when I thought I was getting better, but then the next day I'll wake up and I'll be really dizzy, really off the planet. Awesome, Lorraine. How are you? So maybe we could make like some tags, and then they could stand up like as a little bit of a booky cardy thing. And we could have like strips of paper that held them together. Okay. That's going to be a lot of paper. She'll be right. We'll make it happen. Okay. So we've got this piece of, and I reckon this is, can't remember. I reckon it's 386. I could find what it is if I delved deep enough into the archive. In their archives in this our system. So let's cut 4 pieces that are this 6 inches wide by 3 inches. So let's cross cut this at 3 inches. I'm just cutting at 9/16. So I'm going to end up with 4 pieces that are 3 inches by 6 inches. And go steady. Quite thick. Right, so we've got 4 bits. What do we want that one? So see this piece of paper number 6. Let's cut from this top bit here. Let's cut a 1-inch strip from the top. So I don't remove barcodes from pattern paper until I get to the point that I need to, unless it's a paper that the barcode's useless on both sides. So some brands don't have the print go all the way on the other side. They just have a useless barcode on both sides. Oh, it moved. And those are the barcodes I remove. If they're useless on both sides. So I wasn't watching what I was doing and holding it down the bottom here. So I'm going to have to trim mine to like, okay, I'm just going to, okay, I'm just going to trim this off here. I wasn't watching what I was doing. I made a bit of a mozza of it, and then I've trimmed that there. So let's pop it back in here. I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off it, like a 1/16 off it. Just sit in there, you horrible piece of paper. Yep. You don't need the full length, I don't think. Well, we're not going to use the full length now, are we? Okay, so I'm going to take a little tiny bit off the whole length. Even it up. Right. So then the length that I've got that's usable is like 10.5 inches. There we go. So now you've just seen how to overhang by mistake. Mistake one for the day. Because we're going to just have a little bit showing between. So might only do like, we might use our trimmer. So let's find, I'm not going to crease it, we're just going to find it. That's the halfway point. Right. And we're going to put it halfway along. I'm just going to work out if this is going to actually work. Oop, I moved it. Let's not use our trimmer. It's a bit slipsy. So let's build our basey piece. So with the craft, it's sort of two different shades. I don't know if you can see that on each side. So we're going to get the same side. We're going to decide which side we like. I like this sort of bit more yellowy orange side today. Not always the side I prefer. Yeah. Hello, Marie. Yeah, listen now, watch later. Did you make an avatar for these or are they stickers? Sorry, Chloe, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. Just hitting the road, so popping in while I can. Awesome. Not that old yet, Chloe. But then again, if you do lots of craft work, you do need glasses sooner. Hello, Quentin. Oh, you were asking Jacqueline. Okay. Thank goodness for that, because I had no idea what you were talking about. Rightio. So we're actually going to stick this piece on the front. If we stick it on the back, we've got to cover the back to cover like that it doesn't go all the way. But if we stick it on the front, then what happens is we're going to cover it in any case. So what we're going to do is get our ruler and let's find, so what we're going to actually find is halfway and then come down 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch down from halfway. I'm going to do that on the 2 end ones. So find 1/2 inch halfway and then come down 1/2 inch, right? Then we're going to sit them all together like this. And we're going to line the bottoms up. So we've got the bottoms all lined up. Need 2 rulers. Oh, I've got 2 rulers. I've got the Whopper ruler as well. So 2 rulers is handy for this. So we're going to line the bottoms up. 3rd hand would be good. Line the bottoms up. Then we're going to get our rulers and line up our marks. Yep. Get someone to help you. Your hands, if your fingers are not long enough for this kind of thing. Rightio. And then I'm going to, through the middle of each, I'm going to put a mark, like a line through the middle. Like that. So I'm going to line through the middle of each one. And then I'm going to rub out those little marks because we don't want them out there. I had an eraser. There was one on my desk. I just returned it. They did return it. I saw it. I did see it last night. I think they borrowed it back. Deary me. They borrowed 3. How dodgy is this one? So we found the halfway point and then we came down 1/2 inch because that ends up being the bottom edge of our strippy thing, right? That's also the point where we're going to put our tape. So we're going to tape this up. So let's put our tape across here, but let's come in 1/4 inch. So we want to stop 1/4 inch from the edges. So we don't want to go the whole way across because we don't want the tape to be seen. So we want to come in about 1/4. Mine's not exact. Like, let's just be honest. We're going to cover this surface, right? I'm trying to make this as step by step and easy as possible. So we've covered those. You right, Meow Meow? Rightio. So then we're going to do 1/2 inch between each segment, right? So I'm going to sit this on, so the bottom edge of this strip we cut, it's meant to be 1 inch, is going to sit on that line. And we're going to have about halfway. See, I've got a bend in halfway. I haven't got a crease, I've only got a bend in halfway. It doesn't have to be exact. And we're going to have 1/2 inch between, like that. So we're making a base for a bookie thingy. So make sure they're up against your ruler. They're 1/2 inch apart, right? Or whatever measurement you've decided. I'm going to hold both of those with that. And then I'm going to put that one on there. Make sure my gap's the same. Oh, I slid it across. Look at that. Dodgy Elisa. And then stick that there. So we're going to burnish that. Just so there's no air in there, trapped in there. Shove it along. Move this bit of tape. Get these two tags so they're 1/2 inch apart. Doesn't have to be exact. Mine's not going to be exact. And if I was straight at the start, and yep, I know I've got exposed tape, but that's okay. We're going to cover that. Probably could have gone right to the edge here, but probably should have, but it's okay. We'll be right. Last one. So take the tape off. Make the gap between the two 1/2 inch. If you've only got a centimetre ruler, just make it a centimetre. It's kind of similar-ish. Make sure that's lining up. So yes, we could have gone all the way to the edge, but by leaving a 1/2 inch gap on the tape, it means that if you put the tape on, go off and make dinner, and then come back 2 days later, you don't have to second guess yourself and end up with tape right to the edge over here and here where you've got to stick something. So by making them all identical, it means that you're sort of like saving yourself drama if you have to walk away and come back later. Okay, so we've done that. We've got this little basey thing. So this will sort of be something like that. It'll sort of go together like that, or no. We might have to crease it. But we won't do that right now. We're going to see how she rolls. We might have to crease it. But. So the next step is we've hacked into this piece. Do we want anything from here to go on the fronts? Like, is anything on here speaking to us? I like this girl, and she's easy to cut. Does that make me sound lazy? I think it does. But I like this girl. Or it could be a boy. I've got a boy that dresses in clothes like that. That's like a green hoodie and a mustard beanie and a pair of jeans and boots and a black or grey black backpack. That could be a boy. I had a boy that's got a jacket like that. Isn't that like the unisex ones at Kathmandu or something? Lateness will be recorded on the attendance roll. Haha, Karen. No, they offer them in Facebook. You just design your avatar to represent you with the character traits and put yourself together. You pick your outfits, etc. Then they make pre-made sayings, etc. to use. Oh, that sounds cool. Fair enough. I could imagine some of the scary things could come up with. Yep. Hello, Raquel. I like the girl, but it could be a boy. It could be a girl. It could be a boy. So the back we've got green. So I feel inclined that I might need to use green somewhere else. Now we didn't cut the tops of these to make them into tags. I think we're going to go the easy road today. Let's just be honest. Okay, so let's rough cut this girl. I think I might like to use the girl because she's easy. Oops. So I'm going to carefully sort of rough cut it, not too wide. So I like this girl. And the logs are easy when you're layering things up. So I might keep the logs and the swag. The swag is easy to layer with. Rightio. That might do to a start, because I think we're going to put this on our fronts. And are we going to get them all out of this? Well, probably get 3. Yep, we might. We might be able to get a bit of green on every facing. So Okay, we're going to use the green. So my next step, my next port of call is going to be removing this barcode. Now, I'm going to remove it in such a way to not have any white on this green side. I can't tell you. Well, I'm going to try and tell you exactly how white that is. That's like just a hair's breadth above. It's actually a 16th above half an inch. But we could use that on our fronts. Like we could come along and have that as a decorative piece on our fronts. You know what I mean? Or make little flaggy things out of it to go on the fronts. But we could also keep it to use the out and about and have that as like a bit of a title. So maybe what I might do is do that right now so I can use that. So I'm going to cut just beside the lantern. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to cut just beside the A in Australia. Like that. And then what I'll do is I'll get my scissors and I'm just going to snip that tiny bit of green off. And I hope I cut straight. Probably not. I can't even walk straight right now. Apparently, according to my family. There we go. So we might use that on our little bookie thing. But then we've got these two ready-made. So one strip's going to be like half an inch by 3 3/8, halfway between 3 1/4 and 3 1/2. And the other one's going to be 5 3/4. Exactly. Look at that. So those two strips are already cut to go. And then we've got those bits. So I've rough cut them, but I won't actually neat cut them, like fussy cut them, until I go to use them. Because I'm not going to waste my time. So these faces were 3 by 6, right? So that means we'll need 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let's have a look at the other side. So let's get on the wide side, because this is the narrow side here. On the wide side, let's do 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. 1, 2, 3, not quite. But we've got a fry pan, we've got 2 fry pans, and we've got a bit of a marshmallow. And then let's come over here and let's turn it this way so that we get the most out of it. So let's do our 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. And let's cut it this way so that our scrap off cut is the marble. So if we cut our 5 3/4 this way, then our off cut is the marble, and we can use that on the front like our other little off cuts. So there we go. Do you know what I love about the lopper chopper? So the lopper chopper actually doesn't have a front and a back to the cut. So when you use a roller or a pointy knife one or something, you can feel the front sort of a little rounded and the back's got a bit of harshness to it of the cut. Whereas on the lopper chopper, front and back are exactly identical. I love that. I'm a bit of a strange one. I know I get a bit particular about things. So when we pop these on, let's just mix up the colours a bit because one of them comes from a different place. So let's just mix it up a bit so that it doesn't run matchy-matchy for 3 and then the 4th one's odd. So let's do that. I like the look of that. And then let's grab our pieces. So maybe we can put that one down here. And the girl here, or guy. Somehow. Something like that. And maybe we could leave space for some little photos. And you could have, you know, their first ever camping trip or something. Okay. So obviously I think I was thinking we could do a double with this, you know. But that doesn't mean I can't hack a hole in it. Yep. Exactly. Better check on the comments. Oh gosh, Jacqueline's just spammed us. Job's done. Got my cuppa and a bicky so I can relax and watch. Cool, Heather. Oh, and there's all Jacqueline's little avatars. Rightio. So let's look at what else we're going to put on here. If we were going to add a tent, I actually think, or they could have camped in a cabin. I think we might add the red tent, and then we could add some pine cones. Sometimes we end up, you know, at places where there's pine trees, so there's pine needles and pine cones for the kids to fling at each other or chuck in the fire. I have those children, just so you know. If you don't have those children, I have those children. And the husband to match. Do we want to put a lantern, a couple of pine cones, and a tent? What do we think? And then we can use bits of this. But I think we might use a bit of, we could use a bit of the print. And then maybe have something to mat a couple of little photos. I think that'd be nice. Or we could do it where we could maybe, I wonder if we could have like a pocket to put a gift card. You know, for camping supplies, stuffs, you know. I think a little red tent. Use the red. We really need to use the lamp to bring in the colour a bit. And then we could use the lamp. Let's cut the lamp out. The lantern. And we'll keep the handle on for the moment, just in case. I hope everyone's okay, that no one's home is completely flooded beyond recognition. It is quite worrying. There's just been... we're really lucky here where our house is. We're on the high side of the street. Doesn't mean anything in particular other than that in the worst of it we're not gonna get wet, but we have looked at where we sit, you know, with sea level and waterways nearby. I'm gonna say it's made, I think the last year has made everyone rethink where their home is positioned and where, you know, I think we need another pine cone. And let's cut the tent out. I think the tent might be a goer. Yeah. I think the last year has really, and we'll keep these two pine cones, really made everyone think about what, yeah. I grew up on river frontage down at Point Island, but our home was very high above the river. The river had a very high bank where we were, but then our house was up on a hill as well, up on the hill, built up away from the road a bit. So we were sort of lucky, but yeah, I'm sure in 100 years' time it won't be a good place to live. Rightio. Oh, look, there are pine cones here. What have we got? We got 4. Let's grab a 5th one. Let's cut this pine cone. Got 5 pine cones. And let's cut this little tiny fire here. Could be a bit of a... Yeah, I'll cut it out, but I'm not going to use the dang thing. So when I cut little things like this, let's cut this little. What I do is I try to, it's a little swag, cut sort of close to the edge. Like I don't go in and go, you know, I'm going to cut out that backpack and right in the centre. You know. But yes, I hope everyone is okay. Maybe we'll do the hut. Fires and huts don't exactly go, do they? Maybe something like that. Okay. Let's do this end one here and maybe have a place to put a gift card. Edge dresser. Maybe put a place to put like a gift card. And it'd have to come out the side here. Right. So let's de-stress this. De-stress. I could ink if we wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to ink. As it is, distressing adds time to the creative process. Add our tape to the back, but in doing so, let's get something a bit stronger. Hi, Robin. Lexi says hello, and she's 5 now. Her birthday was last week. Happy birthday, Lexi. I'm glad you enjoyed the stuff, Lexi, you sent out. Children and hubby to match like you. Yes. Yes, I know, Lisa. They're interesting, aren't they? Don't ever remember it flooding, though. No, it didn't. It doesn't flood, but if it does. Yeah, even when it went 9.5 meters over the dam wall, it didn't flood. We were very lucky. Cut out colour, cut pieces. Okay, yeah. It's Jacqueline giving instructions. Now, all my gift cards have ended up on display at work. this is about the size of a gift card. So we're going to put the gift card so it comes out the end here, up the top. Right. So I've got some red tape. It's just a little stronger. So you can add a gift card to anything, anywhere. Let's put that across the top there. Oops, cut a bit long. And then down this side. So by sort of placing it where it's going to go and sitting my fake gift card or the actual gift card there, it sort of gives me a bit of a that's how it's going to go sort of thing. Otherwise, I'd have it sticking out this side and it'd be wrong. Chicken's yarking about something. And sit that in there with a little tiny gap around. And then let's just put our tape back here. Now, if this goes in and it touches that, we will just make an adjustment at the top. Rightio. So this is the same length. So let's make the end like a flaggy thing. So let's sort of partly fold it, not completely fold it, and then just snip. It doesn't have to be perfect. Make sure it's going to fit. Snip a bit off the bottom. Yeah, it's about 5.5 inches long now. De-stress that. So keep your fakey gift card or whatever around because you need to stick that on with it there because what it does is it helps to have enough stretch and gap in that little pocket so you can get a gift card in there when the time comes to put the gift card in there. Okay. Oh, I thought they'd borrowed my tape. Dearie me. I'd say the eraser's in the lounge room because she's got more craft stuff in the lounge room than she has on her desk, Amelia. Let's cut around these and you can edit as you go. Just, you know, move the paper, not your scissors. If you are doing the virtual retreat and you haven't paid for postage of your retreat kit or got more than $100 worth of stuff to get free postage, can you contact the store? There's quite a few people whose kits needed to go first who have not paid postage or got any product to send with. And as you can imagine, we manufacture a lot of most of what's in the retreat kits. So, yeah, we don't order in the flare buttons. We make every flare button, every color cut, every title. We make them all. So we just, I don't know if Quentin's going to get time to ring anyone about their postage. It might just, you might. And I'm a bit worried that some people aren't going to get their kits on time because we just don't, we don't have the time to ring everybody because there's quite a few people that haven't paid postage and haven't got enough for postage. A few people contacted us yesterday, but everyone that contacted us was fine. But yeah. I'm especially worried about the people that haven't, that needed to go first and they didn't go in the first round. Unfortunately, we just didn't have time to ring anyone yesterday. And we had a birthday party at the shop for Amelia on Sunday, but then we stayed at work for 5 or 6 hours afterwards working. Okay, so now that we've got the outer bits off, it sort of seems a little bare, doesn't it? It seems a little lacking. So I'm thinking, do you think that colour or a bit of this? I think a bit of this. So what I'm going to do is on this side of paper 1, I'm going to get my pencil. I think I left it somewhere. It's out. And in the middle, on one of my pieces of paper 1, in the middle, sort of towards the top there, I'm going to trace the inside of my tape. So I know that that is a 3-inch circle. Dear me. It's a 3-inch circle. So I'm just going to rough cut it. I know that seems a little wasteful, but when you're poking a hole and cutting like this, it does put pressure on the joint in the scissors. So if you use your fussy cut scissors, they can become quite loose in the joint. That's why I don't use them to do this. And we've traced it on the back so that the pencil's hidden. And I'm not going to be too precious about this time because I'm going to distress it. The truck's now I'm in here and I've got the door shut. They're calling me. Sort of down like an inch up from the bottom maybe. But what we'll do is we will put tape on this. Put it down there like that and have like about let's have about an inch, 3/4 of an inch hanging off the side here. It's about 3/4 of an inch hanging off here. And when we stick it on, we're going to trim it off, and then we're going to use that bit we trim off somewhere else on the whole taggy booky thing. Just taking off a long time. So let's stick this on now. And then we'll decorate it with our cutouts. So remove your tape around your, I probably should have burnished that. I actually should have definitely burnished that. Sit your fake gift card or your gift card that's used. I've got one in my purse I should have gone and grabbed in there. Pop this on here in place. Just make sure it's not sitting in the tape. No, it's not sitting in that tape. So then what we're going to do is we're going to burnish here and along here. Let's burnish that and burnish this right to the edge. So take that out. Do have one more little job. So trim that, and then just here on this corner, just roll your adhesive back so it doesn't connect with your gift card. So none of this adhesive here should connect with your gift card. So just roll it back. And this is why we use tape and not glue. Just roll that little bit back. And yep, I know it means it's not going to stick right there. It's going to be a sort of a little loose bit, but that's okay. There we go. So it doesn't stick now. Right. So this is a bookie cardy thing. This roller tape. Look at that. How long is that? That is 10 3/4 inches of tape. That is basically useless. But you know what? We're going to use it. I wouldn't use it on the scrapbook page because it's got that cardboard roll on it, and I get a bit funny about my scrapbook pages. One leg. Two legs. A head. And a body. So I'm going to stick my tape on with the sticky side. Yeah, I just can't stand the waste. Like, that's 10 3/4 inches of tape. That is just useless. Unless we do this. And yep, she's got cardboard on her. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue that in. I do need to get an applicator bottle when I get a chance. Okay. In the middle panels, could you put a photo mat on with a gift card underneath it? Yeah, you could. But the thing with the middle is it could, you definitely could. But I put it here because it's going to hang out and be a bit more obvious. Oh, too much glue. A bit heavy-handed there. And noticing my stuff disappearing slowly. I tell you, she can borrow something and everything goes. Yep. Yep, Chloe. That's exactly it. So let's put her here. And remember, she's glued down, so you've got to make it connect. And then what you've got to do is you've got to make sure not to accidentally move her. There, and then let's get a little tiny bit of our foam. Our repurposed, gathered from the saved from landfill foam. Oh, bit of glue there. Oh, that's what I like glue because it moves. Hello, Bronnie. No, Bronnie, you're hope I'm covered. Yes, Bronny, you're fine. You are fine, Bronny. You always buy extras. Put my supplies up. Oh, yeah. It's only like they just borrow the eraser and don't bring it back. They're pretty good, my lot, but saying that. Now let's do the front, the first one. So I flipped it, so I got stuff everywhere. So let's get this one. Yeah. Oh, class time. Have fun at class. Oh, whoops, we've been going for an hour. Sorry. It had been a little while since we made a little booky thing. I think, maybe. Maybe it hadn't been. Rightio. So, where was the other part of our circle? We're going to put the other part of our circle up here. So, to do that, we need to stick this on because it needs to go on before little books need to be burnished. And let's put that there with a tiny bit overhanging. And then cut it. And try and have your scissors at a right angle to the paper or the base so that you don't see any of the base on the front. So let's take our little out and about and stick it to some of this timber here in the middle. Yeah, we're just going to make our hole a bit bigger that we've got to try and cover. Just needs a little bit of a border. So let's just sit that there for the moment. Just leave that there. We'll just cut out our lantern. So I start with the easy parts. I'm going to cut this bit out in here now and cut it out before you remove all the outer pieces. I don't know if I'm going to keep the handle on. The handle's a bit too hard. I'm going to cut these bits of wire off because I can. I probably should have cut that with something else. So break it down into easy shapes. Lines, right angles, and big sweepy curves like this. I'm cutting up from underneath. I'll just make that straight. But I start by cutting it to break the tension. You'll find that if you don't cut this, you know, so I've only cut a little tiny bit here, it's going to be nearly impossible to cut. Like it's going to be really difficult to cut until I get right up this end. It's really tight because it's not, yeah, it's not an easy cut. See, it's hard just there. Come back around. Straighten that one up. got rid of the little bumpy bit. So you've got to kind of choose your battles with fussy cutting. And we're going to keep the handle. Yeah, let's keep the handle. So I shouldn't really be using these scissors. So see how I've cut like an L shape in here to break the tension. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around the wire with a little bit of white showing. And my little bit of white's not perfect the same all the time. Not perfect. And the little ring things. Cut around here, down there. And by cutting sort of the L shape like that, I've still got a sort of a half decent bit I could cut a couple of letters out of. Well, I do like the emerald green colour with the craft. Yeah, the green is really beautiful with the craft, isn't it? Green and the brown background looks great. It has a country look. Yep. And it's something, you know, masculine stuff's really hard. I'll tell you what. So everyone wants masculine because masculine's hard. Masculine pages, masculine hard cards. There's not a lot of product. There's not a lot of ideas. You know, they're not easy, right? You know, there's only so many times you can do stars on a kid's card, a boy's card. But I'm going to say when we make product, when I design product and paper ranges and that, feminine stuff sells quicker. This is the first time Christmas has been this popular in eons. I'm going to say that. Christmas is a little bit popular, but never quite this popular. But it probably used to be more popular, but as far as popularity of product goes, it's very popular at the moment. But let's rough cut this. So then we can fussy cut it. But florally stuff sells a whole lot quicker than masculine stuff. It is shocking how much quicker. But you can't, you know, like we're not about what sells quicker. We're about what people want and where the gap is in the market, like where the gap is in product that's available. So let's distress that. So yeah, we haven't distressed the white piece. That's okay. And we haven't distressed this piece in here, this, and there's kind of a reason for that. If we had distressed this hinge, it would have affected its ability to, its strength. Do you know what I mean? Like it would have affected the strength of that hingey piece because we would have been putting it under some sideways duress by distressing it. So I'm going to just cut out a couple more acorny things. Oh, not acorns, pine cones. Gee willikers. I think I'm going to put the hut on this one. So work out where your straight lines are on your fussy cutting. Okay, so let's stick our lantern on. We're going to stick it flat. Just a couple of little tiny dots on our handle. And then let's get some of our repurposed foam and stick it on the back of our Out and About title. I do try and make the names of the paper into something you can use. And I've got a little bit of an even border on the top and the sides there. Put some of our foam we've gathered on the back of our hut, camping hut. So if you were giving this to someone like that's turning 20 or 21, let's just cut a little corner out of this, like this, out of this pine cone. You could put photos of him or her, you know, give them a voucher to the local family-owned camping store. We have a family-owned camping store here. And put photos of them from camping trips when they were a little kid. See, my kids love camping stuff. They do enjoy camping. I don't know. I think that, okay, I love the non-floral stuff. Yep. I believe your Christmas product is more popular this year. You bought it out earlier. Yeah, plenty of time for Christmas. And you know why we did so much, why we've done so much Christmas product this year is because there wasn't a lot of Christmas product available from other brands. And what was a bit of a rehash. We do have Christmas product coming from overseas. We do have some on its way. So we've got 2 of these left. Let's distress them both and put tape on the back of them both. And you know what I did? I forgot to put my little piece of marble on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just prep my pieces of marble now. And I'm going to add a piece to that. Yeah, we do have a Christmas range on its way. It's a tiny bit of a rehash, but it's not bad. But it's different to what else is available right now. So we wanted stuff that was, you know, how much Christmas stuff have you got in your stash? Because I've got heaps of it. I don't want to buy the same Christmas product that I had last year and the year before. I want something different. So we've got 2 bits of marble. So this is a slightly longer one. And let's snip it and distress it. This is the one that was 2 3/8 or something. 3 3/8. So let's distress it. Put tape on the back. And then we're going to just tuck it in here. No, let's just pull this up a bit. Let's click down. There. There you go. Fixed. Kind of. So these two are going to go here. Let's put tape on them. I think we're going to add photos to these. Yeah, because you put out that. Yeah. Yeah, we did bring it out earlier, but we've been trying to find some decent Christmas stuff, but there's just not. That is Quentin's greatest complaint this year. Well, actually, there's others. One of his biggest bugbears is about the lack of Christmas product. Rightio. So let's make some fake photos. Let's put 4 2.5-inch squares on. And you could just pop them on and, you know, say put photos here, or just have little photos. This black is not in your kit. Right. These are just some fake photos. So let's see. See if that's the right size. Maybe it's not. Let's get my little guillotine. I'm just going to play with this. They're not right. Sorry about the squeakiness of this stuff. Let's make them 2-inch squares. And let's make 6 of them. Now, I won't chuck out these little bits of black. They go to school. The kids love them for collage. I'm just going to use these offcuts. I'm going to make oh, that's another one. There we go. We've got 6 2-inch squares. Go there for school. Just going to put one there No, no, we're not. I thought we might put one here. We do, we just got to put this on. Rightio. When the actual photo goes on, then you get to stick a head back down. So, probably should have decided on this prior to sticking things on. One. Two. And we'll do that. Let's cut around our logs. Oh, and our fire. Okay, so let's make this easy. And then oops. And just let's just make it nice and easy and just oh, there we go. That's simple. I just simplified the fire. Oh, and snip a bit of that rock off. See, it's just simplified now. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, we're not going to do anything on the other side. I do too, but I've fallen in love with some of the floral papers on offer and how Lisa's showing me how to use it. Yeah. I think that's a big thing too, is showing people how to use stuff. And yeah, I know our class kits, we use our own paper, but we can rely on ourselves. And you know, I could do 100 classes with a paper range, and I reckon there would still be 100 more things I could do with a paper range. And some brands are getting a bit dear. I don't know how much this imported Christmas stuff's going to cost. I'm a bit dubious. I've got to do that today. I've got to work it out today. Work out the nitty gritty of it. I know what my exchange rate was. what it came out to in Australian dollars. Just got to work out the individual products, how much they ended up being. I actually haven't seen it anywhere else, this product we're getting, which is interesting. Okay, so now let's stick our photos on. I'm going to put these on angles like this. Try and mimic the angle over here. That's going to be interesting. So look at this gap here and this gap here. So we're going to look at that gap there and that gap there and that gap there. And that's kind of almost the same. There we go. Okay, so we're going to stick our logs on flat and then put a little bar on a piece of our reclaimed foam. Stick it there. Get a little bit of our foam. It's not much on these middle pages, that's okay. It's about the star of the show. Oops. That's why I don't like glue, it moves. And a little tiny bit of our reclaimed foam to put on our swag. A little bit of glue. And they are ginormous pine cones in relation to our swag. Is what it is. I'm not going to do anything to the back, I think. I don't think we're going to do anything to the back. You could. You could completely decorate the back as well. Definitely could. Definitely could. I'm interested to see what someone does to the back as well. I think we need something else here. I think we need another pine cone. We'll find a pine cone to cut out. Oh, I can't believe it. Yeah, I know, Debbie. It would be really nice if she did. I just, yeah. I cannot believe it. Let's cut this pine cone out from here. Just needs a pine cone. Yeah. If it was me, I would have reprinted it. I mean, I know we've got a Christmassy range coming out in December for our December retreat, but it is going to be so different. People do scrapbook Christmas all year round. That is the thing. I used to get stuck in the trap of putting Christmas product on special in January and selling it all out. And then come February, when everybody was going to scrapbook their Christmas photos, I'd have no Christmas product. And I'd have to try and scramble and get Christmas products. So I don't actually fall into that trap anymore because I find people scrapbook Christmas all year round. need to snip. That's just driving me nuts. Rightio. Let's just shove the mess over. Okay. I think it's a bit too wishy-washy. Oh, when I cut up our fake gift card. I did. I think it's too flimsy without creases. So what we're going to do is we're going to line 2 panels up. So line them up nice and perfect. We're going to get our bone folder or our creaser out of our scoreboard. Yep. And then we get these 2. Line them up. And we get a bit of tape. Still a little flimsy, but nowhere nearly as flimsy. That is cool. And you got your gift card here. So they'll see, when they receive it, they'll see that that's a gift card. So you could have one side or the other showing here. And I think I need to write on those fakey photos. Don't like floral. And Lisa, you know what? At the end of the day, there should be enough variety of product around that you should be able to find plenty of product without florals on it. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Well, our first 4 collections, we only had one that was pretty. So we did Springtime Tea Party, Redwood Farm, Aussie Grunge, and then Robot Antics. Oh, and then we did the Islands. So you could see where I was headed early on with the whole trying to have different. The Peace and Joy, it's heading a little, you know, pseudo vintage-ish, but not super vintage. But it is a little vintage with the whole, some of the things I've done, I'm doing. There we go. And then when it stands, let's see if it stands. Oh, it stands, because now it's got body from all the things. Now, I'm not going to, her head's going to stick to that photo there, but we won't stick that until we get a photo on there. But you can see that it's, now that we've got things on it, and we haven't been too heavy, so we've not been particularly top heavy either with what we've put on it. Because we've been fairly bottom heavy with our stuff along the bottom, what it's done is it's meant that it's not going to topple. And you probably could add a few more things here, like a backpack and that sort of thing. Maybe we should add a backpack. Sorry, just going to see what it looks like. And there's a little tiny bit of the backpack missing off the left side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to cut the handle off. I'm not in the mood for that. I'm just going to adjust the side to make it look like it's... Yeah, look at that. That just made that, didn't it? Just feel this fire needs to come down a bit. Now I've got glue there. So I'm going to bring my fire down. grab another pine cone. So I use these pine cones as gap fillers. And I thought no one's going to use them except for me, but I've seen some people do some nice stuff with pine cones. And we do get pine cones here in Queensland because we have a lot of, our state government has a lot of forests. Southeast Queensland and Wide Bay had a lot of forests with pine forests. Look at that. That's better. Look at that. That just made it zing. Just move that over a bit. There, that's better. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I've got a lot on my hands. Sorry. You all learned last week how OCD I am. Rightio. Is this still live? Yeah. Yep, we're still live. Been watching and cooking, says Mary. Oh, Mary. Bet you're cooking something yummy. What is the distance between each piece? Oh, half an inch. Half an inch between. So when we put them on, we had a half-inch gap when we lined them up down the bottom here. So there we go. We've made a little bookie thingy. Be safe. Yep. Usually do, especially with your papers. Awesome. And a small backpack coat. Awesome. Thank you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline's the best scribe. So there we go. Thank you for coming along. I'll show you each page individually. Oh, I was out of frame there. Sorry. There we go. And then that's our center. And then our front cover. And we did, don't throw these out. Keep them for your card project. Well, probably shouldn't have done those, but keep these for your card projects because there was 10 3/4 inches of wasted foam tape on there. Just, I've been hoarding them. Quentin did chuck a couple out, but been waiting for the chance to use them in a class and show you what to do with the let's go fluffy bit there with the foam tape, what's left on the roll. So there we go. We made a mini bookie cardy thing with a gift card holder at the side, which I'll find a gift card and put in there. I think I have my one from last year I haven't used. So tomorrow night we will probably do a double. We'll most likely do a double. We've got a hole cut in the page. We've got lots of stuff left. We've got a few fussy cuts we thought we might use. We got the lantern. The lantern's not live yet as a product, but I should put the lantern up. I don't know if Wanderlust is up. And we've got a piece of chipboard we can use. So there we go. We will be back at 6:30 p.m. Queensland time tonight with an extravaganza. It's a bit of a mixed bag. We're going to have some of Naomi John's goodie scrap packs because Deborah reckoned everyone would love those. So we're going to put them in. We've got some stencils, different kinds of stencils. Oh, that's a little piece. We've got just a few bits and pieces, just some odds and bods. If you noticed, we did a product audit on what was and wasn't online a couple of weekends ago. The kids and Quentin and I sort of hung around at the shop and we just went through product and checked where things were and whether they were online or not. So you'll notice that Naomi John added some Kaiser stickers and she added some Echo Park, I think. So we had some Echo Park go up last week, some pirate stuff. But yeah, so if you have a look, we are adding all sorts of bits and pieces to the online store. And I've actually spent time this morning looking at what we've done with our Friday nights and Saturday nights with our papers and working out, you know, the projects I'd love to do, where they fit into the scheme of things. So this Friday says that it's going to be Mermaid Wishes, but it is Mermaid Wishes, but it's actually a special request class. It's going to be a canvas to put a photo on. It's going to be a bit of a memory foofy, and yeah, it's going to be sort of flowery and pretty. It's going to be a canvas, and it's a Tanya Milgate special request. So I am using Mermaid Wishes, but I'm probably going to chuck in some tropical ambience, some beautiful family. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of a mixed bag, and I'm going to try and do it that we can have a kit, because I know you guys love the kits. Yeah, so we've got a a Mermaid Wishes / bit of everything else class, but it's going to be a canvas. So it's going to be a little bit pretty, but it's going to have a tiny bit of mixed media, not too much to scare the Tanyas. The two Tanyas will get frightened if I do too much, but it will have, it's just going to be pretty, and we'll talk about how to stick things on and layer things, and what you can do to protect your photo when you put your photo on there. But yeah, so that'll be Friday night. Love this book thingy, card thingy, bookie cardy thingy. Yeah. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Jacqueline and Heather. I'd call it a small accordion photo book. A small accordion photo book. Maybe I need to write that down. Small accordion photo book. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'll tag it with that on YouTube. Thank you, Lisa, as well. And thank you, Debbie. So take care. Stay safe. We'll see you all at 6:30 tonight for Extravaganza. And yes, like I say, it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag. There's all sorts of things coming up tonight and in the Extravaganza. We've even got some stencils for $2. So 12 by 12 ones. Thank you, Desley. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, everyone. So take care, stay safe, and see you all at 6:30 tonight. See you later. Bye.